It's Wednesday, the 29th of March. Europe gets BSE. It's a sad day for rock. Pensioners to get more benefits. Countdown, the movie. Degree course in Beckham. It's called Remedial Studies. Please welcome the man who came up the hard way, Mr. Iain Lee.
Clock gags in the show, come on. Hello and welcome to the 11 o'clock show. Posh Spice takes it up the arse. Discuss. That will actually be one of the questions in the new David Beckham degree course at Staffordshire University. It's ridiculous. You can get a BA in absolutely anything now. You can get a BA in football, a BA in sci-fi. The only thing you can't get a BA into is an aeroplane. Unless, of course, you drug his milk. Fools! I pity the fool who missed my joke. It's an 18 reference. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You can even do a degree in leisure management now. That's not actually a degree, surely. That's just being a student. Should we go to the pub or have a tonk in the park? I don't know. He knows, though. He's done both. Tonight. I tried to get into Oxbridge, but I failed the entrance exam. Apparently, my entrance was covered in tag nuts. And Critchley, the Latin master, didn't want to bugger that for 3 years. But when I finally did get into college, I spent my first year studying lesbian film. Supposed to be doing a degree in engineering, so I got kicked out. But, no, there's even more. Then I got a job as an IT systems expert. And students watching, if you don't know what that is, a job is something you do to earn money. But I shouldn't be mean to students. After all, many of you watch the 11 o'clock show, as you call it, breakfast TV. But now I'm part of the University of Life, or as it used to be called, Stoke Polytechnic, where, believe it or not, you're not from Stoke, are you? That serves you right. Believe it or not, though, you can actually study Iain Lee there. That's true. Applications are welcome from everyone. All you need are good A-levels, eagerness to learn, and nice big round knockers. Although, Patrick Moore, please stop writing in. You're driving me bonkers. But enough crazy college capers. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the girl who could teach us all a thing or two. She's back there, Miss Daisy Donovan.
So, Chief Constable John Hamilton has visited an Amsterdam coffee shop and says he didn't see any serious drug problems. He was there for a couple of hours and didn't see anything disturbing at all. Come on, nothing? Most people I know would have seen at least a couple of giraffes and their dead grandma playing the banjo.
Daisy, you've been warned before.
Well, she was bluffing away,
just tell us who's on tonight's show, please.
Oh, I will do. On tonight's show, we've got Ricky Gervais on Britain's crumbling prison system and teenage love god Tom Nash from Home and Away.
And as for me, I'll be doing a report on short people and why size really does matter.
And now it's time for the headlines.
Tonight's top stories.
An international committee has criticised Saudi Arabia's appalling human rights record. Apparently they reached the decision after a unanimous show of stumps.
A priest has been arrested for viciously kicking a spaniel in the head. A church spokesman said, "We can't kick dogs, we can't shag kids, what can we do?"
A website offering cut-price cars received over 1 million hits on its first day. Unfortunately, it was mainly from lonely men looking for a cheap escort.
Fans of the pop band Steps were disappointed after they were conned into buying tickets to see a stepladder on stage. Their parents were just relieved that the kids weren't big fans of the Blow Monkeys.
The latest theme restaurant to hit London opened today. It's called Planet Terry Waite.
After the ITC accused his show TFI Friday of being old hat, Chris Evans has unveiled plans for his new music show, CUN Tuesday.
A town council has ordered 2 lovers to keep the noise down while shagging. After failing to comply, police asked them to come quietly.
Fears that Geri Halliwell might cancel her forthcoming world tour have increased following the failure of a last-minute costume alteration.
And those were tonight's news headlines. Elton John's brand new musical Aida has been universally panned by the critics this week, with some people calling it the worst thing they've seen on stage since Michael Flatley did a scissor kick with his nuts hanging out.
Oh, no, I like that. I did like that. Later on in the show, we'll be paying tribute to the original Queen of Hearts. But first, here's some disturbing footage we found of Elton reacting to the death of Gianni Versace.
Yeah, he was one of my closest, dearest friends, yeah. It's happened to me twice now with John Lennon, and now it's happened to me with Gianni. And it's just, you know, it's such a shock.
Right, now, there's nothing too strange there, just the usual mawkish, self-indulgent shit that Bernie Taupin writes for him.
It only gets weird when Elton starts talking to a French film crew. Watch this method of making them understand English.
It's a tragedy. I am so sad. He was one of my best friends. I will love him forever as a person who had so much life, so much genius.
So sad.
It is. I am so sad.
It's so sad. There'll be more from Elton later.
A Home Office report has revealed that conditions in Britain's prisons are worsening, leading to fears of riots throughout the system.
For less on that story, here's Ricky Gervais with his report.
The government was accused of endangering the public today, as it was revealed that many prisoners released with electronic tags are violent and many have reoffended. This latest crisis in the prison service comes on the 10th anniversary of Britain's worst ever riots at Strangeways Prison. Do you remember those riots? I remember watching them as they happened with my nan on telly, yeah? And it's been on the news for ages, yeah? And all these prisoners are on the roof and they're ripping up the slates and they're throwing it down into the yard and they're going berserk. And my nan went, "Look at them, and awful. They should be locked up." We put it in home. We had to. It was the last straw. My mate actually did some time in jail in Reading. Jail. He only did 6 months, but when he got there, he had to share this cell with this horrible, fat, sweaty perv called Grizzly. And after about an hour, Grizzly went, "Two things you got to remember, right? Never grass and be nice to me." And I went, "Yeah, right, yeah." He said, "Right, and now we plays mummies and daddies." And I went, "Oh, fucking hell." And Grizzly started undoing his trousers and went, "You can be daddy." And my mate thought, well, actually, you know, that's the better role, at least, right? And then Grizzly went, "Now come over here and suck mummy's cock." Reading jail, of course, most famous for the trial of Oscar Wilde, sent down for lewd homosexuality. Legal now, of course. But the trial was interesting, because the judge went, "Right, Mr. Wilde, you stand accused of willful bumming. How do you plead?" "Not guilty." Well, I must say, there's a lot of talk. Well, yes, but if there's one thing worse than being talked about, it's not being talked about. See, that's what I'm talking about, Oscar. That sounds a bit bent in itself. Oh, come on, no. And when you went through customs at New York, the officer said, "Have you anything to declare?" And you said, "Nothing but my genius." Yeah, well, there's nothing gay about that, is there? No, when they actually looked in your case, they found a butt plug, some poppers, and the best of Eurovision on video. Souvenirs. Come on. I must tell you, if you're found guilty, we're sending you to Reading. "No, not Reading." "Yeah, exactly." "Oh, come on. I'm not a mass murderer. I'm a bender." "Caught ya." "Oh, yeah, you did." Oh, I didn't think of that one. Every time I open my mouth, I put a foot in it. My foot in it. You said a foot. I meant my foot. Take him away. And that's a true story. That's what happened. The only bird he ever did. This is Ricky Gervais, the 11 o'clock show, Reading.
Now, last night saw London's finest bachelors on parade at the Bachelor 2000 Awards. Here to tell us more, a notorious favourite of the women, please welcome Hal Cruttenden. Thank you very much for coming on, Hal. Now, did you go along to the Bachelor 2000 Awards and find kinship with any of the men there?
No, I didn't, Ian, because I just thought, well, if Sir Cliff isn't going to be there, you know, why should I?
Fair enough. What sort of men do they look for in a competition called Bachelor 2000? It sounds a bit crazy.
Well, no, you know what, they're looking for the sort of rugged, macho, tough guy sort of bastard bloke, you know, the sort of bloke that we'd like to be. You know, no, but deep down, I would just love a woman just once to look me in the eye and say, "You're a self-centred, arrogant, macho shit, but I want you to fuck me." Instead, they look at my naked body and go, "Oh, sweet."
When the ladies see my beast, they just run in pure terror. I think it's terror. I don't know sure.
Well, I mean, but my body is rubbish. I mean, it's so rubbish, I'm actually looking forward to getting old. You know, and seeing all my macho, worked-out mates disintegrating. You know, they'll all be going, "My muscle, my definition, it's all gone. I can't run. I used to run like the wind." You know, I'll be going, Fantastic. Exactly the same lack of muscle I had at 25. I'm pleased I can't run. I used to run like a girl.
You seem to be being rude, but I sort of get the impression that you've never really been one of the boys, one of the lads, have you?
No, I mean, I don't really sort of fit in with lads. You know, sort of, I go out with my mates, you know, and they start singing at another group of lads going, you know, you're gonna get your fucking head kicked in. You know, I'm going, sorry, are we doing harmonies? You're... See, I missed out on macho conditioning, Ian. You know, I never had an older brother who beat me up. I had 2 older sisters who dressed me up.
I think maybe you need to hang out with real men, like, I don't know, Gary Bushell, or maybe do some training or something.
Yeah, no, there should be training for men like me. You know, courses with names like, farting, a tune a day, or living with big balls, how to create the illusion, or advanced mooning. Good idea in front of 10 mates, bad idea in front of 1. Because I mean, in a way, I have sort of a similar problem that you have, Ian. You know,
what is that?
Well, you know, you're not very macho, and women think you're gay, and I think that's... I think that's actually kind of offensive to gay men.
Thanks very much, I think. I'm not sure.
No, you think about it. Throughout history, we've had some totally macho gay men. You know, war leaders like Alexander the Great and Lawrence of Arabia. I mean, do you think Alexander the Great was, like, leading his troops in battle going... I am what I am my own special creation. Onwards to Persia, lads, I hear the shopping's fab.
Hal, I think I may have made a bit of a faux pas. You're not gay, are you?
No, I'm not. I've actually recently got married.
Oh, congratulations. How's it going?
Really well. No, it's great. I mean, I've really enjoyed being married. You know, my wife's sort of taking a bit of time getting used to me. You know, we've not known each other that long, and she keeps, you know, running around the house going, you tell agency, you rich, you lie, me go back to Philippines.
Well, I think you should give us that. Ladies and gentlemen, Hal Cruttenden. Thank you. Lovely, Hal. Thanks very much. Now, they say that size doesn't matter, but try telling that to Jeremy Beadle when you're first introduced to him. But new research has revealed that size does matter, with teachers being prejudiced against the shortest pupils. To find out if this is true, Daisy Dunn gone to London, home of differently sized people, to get the long and short of it.
A report out today reveals that small people are perceived to be less intelligent than normal-sized people because of their size. Is this true, or are short asses simply being short-changed? I've come here to London to investigate. I have with me a tall lady and a short lady. I just wanted to try and disprove the lie that short people are considered stupid. So, what's the capital of France?
Paris.
What's the capital of Outer Mongolia?
I don't know.
It's Ulaanbaatar. I'm sorry, that is a bit stupid.
Stupid.
Were you called any silly names as a child?
No.
Steve McMiniman?
What your real name?
Inch High Private Eye?
No.
Tom Thumb?
No.
Small Claims Advisor?
No.
Now you try and get this off of me, okay? You try. Go on, get on. Go on. Oh, no, you see, you failed the physical challenge. But did people talk down to you? Did they do that? And
No.
Took on the face?
No.
Little talk? And that you?
No, I'm very lucky like that.
What does SHOP spell?
Shop.
What does TOP spell?
Top.
What do you do at a green light?
Stop. Oh.
No! Oh, you see?
Doesn't mean I'm stupid. No, I'm not.
If all good things come in small packages, I'm going to show you. You make a lovely package. Like that. Pretty! So there you have it. Whatever the newspapers might say, according to the strictly scientific research I conducted on your behalf, it appears that small people are a teeny bit more stupid. Bless them. This has been Daisy Donovan for the 11 o'clock show in London.
Can't put a bow around an old man's head. Oh, dear.
Public schools have been warned today that they must allow boys aged 16 and over to have gay relationships at school. This has caused outrage with the masters, who think they should be having them much, much sooner.
The warning comes as a result of the Human Rights Act, which will also stop posh schools forcing pupils to go to church. Unfortunately, there's still no law to stop them going...
very well for the tough schools, but where does that leave the comprehensive kids, whose daily routine consists of fighting, smoking and listening to Captain Sensible?
Well, to find out, let's take a look at a school we all know and love, EastEnders Walford Comprehensive. Here are some of the human rights local children are fighting for in the courts.
Case 1, Martin Fowler versus Walford Comp 1998.
You're now perfectly within your rights to skip lessons and act in a surly, thieving manner if...
Your mum looks like a Danish wrestler.
Your dad was a nut who regularly thought Christmas trees died and had a bench named after him.
Your sister has skin like a coconut husk.
And your older brother is a vegetable vendor cursed with slow-burning AIDS.
Case 2, Sonia Jackson versus Walford Comp 1999.
You are now perfectly within your rights to swap games for an afternoon spent in a cafe eating chips if...
You look like Joe Pasquale.
Your brother seems almost too close to his dog.
You have 2 trumpets, one in a case under your bed and one stuck to the middle of your face.
And you're the only girl in your family that Big Dan hasn't entered.
But it's not all good news for the comprehensive kids. A legal precedent has been set in Australia in the case of Toadfish versus Erinsborough High. This states that it's now a capital offence to attend school with a barnet that looks absolutely fucking ridiculous.
And that is the law. That's it for part 1.
In part 2, we report on American gun crime. Home and Away character Tom Nash talks about being a home and away character.
And after the break, we've got actual footage of shiny knobs on wheels. You'd be a fool to miss it.
...1985, and it's all gone tits up for gingerbeard boffin Sir Clive Sinclair. He thought he'd invented the transport of the future, but he'd actually invented a go-kart covered in plastic. Try having road rage in one of these. I can't think of anything more terrifying, apart from women drivers.
I'm not listening to you.
No, don't matter. That all happened 15 years ago today, Wednesday the 29th of March.
But now it's time for another look at today's headlines.
Britain and Germany to team up for World Cup bid. They provide the stadiums, we'll supply the hooligans.
Beer-flavoured ice cream goes on sale, Mr Whippy becomes Mr Floppy.
Headmistress bans Harry Potter books because she says witches are real. When asked for further comment, she refused to leave her gingerbread house.
Very good, Daisy. Want to know about tonight's guest? I don't know. Ask her.
Ask me, because here's what I'll tell you. Starring in Aussie super soap Home and Away, he found his perfect beach before Leonardo had even thought of looking. With the beach came a passionate affair with an older woman before he finally settled down with someone his own age. On telly, he's troubled teenage heartthrob Tom Nash, but tonight, Iain, he's going to be Graham Squires.
Take a seat. Sit down. Lovely to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, look at your German-style
So
trench coat there.
smart.
Very
Yeah,
nice.
that's right, yeah.
Big fan of World War II? You're sort of the James Dean character on Home and Away. You ride a motorbike, you fight with your dad, you even shagged an older bird. Nice one. Are you anything like that? Are you anything like that in real life?
Of course I am.
Oh, really? Exactly.
Yes.
You do all those things and
All
more?
those things.
Very, very nice. Fair play.
Now, there's a lot of Australian slang in the series, so can you translate the following phrases for us?
Go ahead.
What's a dag?
A dag. It's someone that doesn't fit in quite right.
OK.
Right.
Are you looking at us?
Call me a dag, man. Call me a dag.
Hey, you're a dag, man.
Oh, yeah, nice one. Thanks.
What about a flaming galah?
A flaming galah. It's a very noisy bird and it can get very annoying. So if you say someone's a flaming galah, they're very annoying. So
Call me a flaming galah.
you're flaming galah.
Oh, yeah, nice one. I prefer it was Alf Stewart doing it, but this is fine. Never mind.
Is this all right for
Yeah,
you?
this is
OK.
great.
If you told me to rack off, should I be offended?
We'll put it this way. I'll translate it for you in this way. You might understand this. Piss off. You'd be offended, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yes. Rack off, Donovan. Yeah, well, rack off.
Rack off, you dag, you flaming galah.
All right,
I'll
calm
just
down.
stop
A little too far.
it. Now, the Queen's in Oz this week. Did you vote to keep her in the referendum last year? Personal question? Yes, you did.
Did you really, or are you just saying that because you're in front of lots of English people?
That's right, yeah. Don't hurt me.
Yeah, so you don't like her Queen. If you were showing the Queen around, where would you take her? And
Well, first I'd drop her off at my grandparents' place, go to the pub, pick her up, take her back to her own private jet and send her on the way.
Well, if you were hanging out with the Queen, supposing they said, right, you're going to be the envoy, you're going to look after the Queen, would you try and cop a feel?
No, I wouldn't, no.
Fair enough. It would be tempting, wouldn't it? Now, do you think that she used to be great in the old days? Just remember that. Just remember that when you're bearing down. Let's move on, I will get home. Do you think your Prime Minister was right to give her a quick tickle?
I don't see anything.
It's actually happened, it's actually happened.
I don't see anything wrong with that. Like, the previous Prime Minister did the same thing, so, I mean, maybe it was just...
That's why she keeps a bit of a clip. That's why she keeps going back there. She getting any action with Philip.
She might have even liked it, I don't know.
Oh, Philip, do you want to go to Australia for 6 months?
Now, we've asked our viewers to email you some questions. I think we've got some here. Let's have a quick look as we call up the internet. Ooh, it's all technology. I don't know what's going on here. Sonny D, is Flathead Fisher's wife Marilyn as well stacked in real life? I don't know the word Marilyn.
I'm sure his name's not Sonny D. Double D?
Double D.
No, she's very beautiful. That's all I can say. She's a friend of mine.
Do you fancy any of the women on the show?
No, and even if I did, I wouldn't tell you.
Oh, you would if we beat you up.
We've got a question here, I think, that every ex-soap star faces. Where are you doing Panto this Christmas?
I can honestly say I haven't thought about that.
But you're open to offers?
Well, you never know what's around the corner, so...
Skegness. What are you going to do now you've left the soap?
What am I going to do? Well, I've been auditioning for a Shakespeare play.
And, did you get it?
No, I didn't.
That's weird.
That's
I
weird,
would cast you absolutely as Macbeth.
Really?
Yeah.
Actually, I went for Sebastian in the 12th Night.
Can you do an English accent?
No, not very well.
Go on, let's
What is it, you flaming git or something like that?
You flaming galah!
No, git.
Forsooth, my liege, you flaming galah!
We've only got time for one more quick question off the future here. Bembo14, what's the bush like in Australia? Is there a lot of good bush?
There is a lot of bush. There's loads of bush.
There's a lot of good bush in Australia.
Yeah, good bush.
Thank you very much, Graham Squires.
Thanks very much, man. Nice to have you. And for more on that story about prison reform, we go over now live to Ricky Dean Gervais. Ricky, what should be the priority for prison reformers?
I've got one idea. This is sort of personal, just in case I ever go to jail. I think they should replace all the soap with shower gel. That'd be a good start, wouldn't it? Because it hangs up and you don't drop it on the floor, if you know what I mean. The downside is they're just the right shape for shoving up your arse. So, but the little hook's handy for pulling out quick if a warder comes along, do you know what I mean? Not like pledged furniture polish. Oh, my God, that disappears without a trace if you push too hard. There's no purchase, I guess, I don't know. I've never been to... I know a bit about women's prisons, because my mate Binksy, he's got a load of videos on the subject. They seem to have a great time there. I mean, they have their cat fight in the laundry room, but they make it up in the showers. They're always in the showers.
Thanks
I mean, you've got to stay
Ricky.
clean in prison, do you know what I mean? Thing is, well, I was polishing, it was early in the morning, so my pants were off, and I slipped and fell, and it went straight up.
Right, I'm actually going to have to stop you there, Gervais.
It feels like it's still there. No, it's that little midget sound man.
Sadly, for us all, that's all from tonight's show.
Tomorrow we'll be joined by DC Danny Glaze and WPC Vicky Hagan from The Bill.
Before we go, some late news. Thora Hurd, the tit interest in Last of the Summer Wine, revealed today that despite her age, she's still addicted to sex.
We need it when we're born, we need it at school, we need it when we're leaving school. Good God, I'm not proud.
And finally, Peter Piper snatched this exclusive interview with Oscar-winning British director of American Beauty, Sam Mendes. Good night.
Good night.
So, for the benefit of the viewers who are a bit dense, can you give us your name, please?
I'm Sam Mendes.
And what have you won today?
I won Best Director for American Beauty.
Yeah, because you've won quite a few awards now, haven't you?
I've got 3 or 4.
Yeah. We're certainly up for a few anyway.
Yeah, and a few still to come. Yeah.
It's like, are you reasonably pleased with the way the film's gone?
I'm thrilled with the way the movie's gone. Yeah, thrilled.
It's done all right, isn't it? Really. It's like a reasonable. Sort of like, for a first film. Do you think it's like beginner's luck, or
a little bit of that.
Yeah.